second one rattles in. Clement at the point working against Buchholz. Now Osborne. Clement drives inside, thought about the shot, dishes it to this side. Now Heinze looks good, and it is. Dean Heinze knocks down the three-pointer, and North is back up 60-59. You don't want to give these North perimeter shooters too much room because they're pretty deadly. 4 minutes to play. Buchholz again penetrating. And he is fouled.
You know, Ben kind of lulls you to sleep. Won't look to the basket for a while, then all of a sudden, boom, gets the ball, first step, he's to the hole. Quick step there, got him to the free throw line for a couple of attempts.
Heinze picks up his fourth, so he'll get a seat after hitting that three that put North up, and Chad Marsden back into the Spartans lineup. Buchholz, an outstanding free throw shooter, 78% on the season, averaged 13 a game. Points in the game for Buchholz, all of them in the second half. Century is back up on top by one. Osborne out high to receive that pass. You may have heard that. Ray Callahan barking from the sideline, get Ozzie open. Here's Ozzie. He's guarded closely by Meyer. Takes him to the free throw line. His shot is short, though. Pretty good job defensively by Meyer that time to hang with him.
See, the last time Meyer got burned with Osborne going to his left. He's a left-hander. That time did a good job. Made him go right. Tried to go back to the left and kind of thrown off rhythm as he threw up the shot.
Century looks to add to its lead. Buchholz penetrates. Dishes outside. Three-point attempt will not go, and Mayhew has the rebound. Looks like Christopherson is up and down court. He is, but he gets it and then saves it by releasing the ball to Marsden. Here's Clement. Takes the drive, and oh, what a steal that time by Buchholz. It ended up in Mayhew's hands, who was fouled, but we got an idea of the quickness of Ben Buchholz.
Very, very quick hands by Ben Buchholz. See, with a guy like this, you can never get the ball in front of your hips. If you get it in front of the hip, you're exposing the ball, and a guy like Buchholz will strip you almost every time.
Nate Mayhew, 6'5" junior, who was instrumental in North's win over Minot in the opening round with 13 points, will go to the free throw line after this. There you see some of the hardware that will be dished out tonight. We'll stay with our coverage for the presentation of individual and team trophies following this game. Jamestown won the consolation championship earlier today, beating Minot 60-59. Nate Mayhew at the free throw line. North down by one. Mayhew scoreless in this game tonight. And the second also rattles out. Marsden drawing the defensive assignment on Buchholz. North has tried about 3 players in this quarter against him. I think that's a traveling call right there as Walker got up into the air and Mayhew was there to stop him defensively.
Yeah, North needed a defensive stop that time.
Sure did.
Trying to take maybe a 3 or 4 point advantage. Great job by Mayhew.
North gets another try to regain the lead. Clement working against Buchholz. He's tied up. Cross court. Osborne saves that.
Coming at you, Dan.
Osborne on the dribble to the lane. Dishes away out on top. Marsden, now Clement. Christopherson, I'll tell you, Century doing a pretty nice job defensively this time down the court. 2 minutes to play. Century 61, North 60, near steal by Walker. Christopherson to inbounds for the Spartans. See Osborne down on the baseline. They'll try to screen for him and get him out to the wing and working for the three-pointer. They cleared out for Clement this time, and Christopherson follows. His biggest buck of the night to give North the lead back at 62-61.
Great job of the big guy. Saw the shot was going to be a little off the mark. Just went skying over the top. Good tip in. Good body control.
Kelly Howe back into the lineup. Goes to the free throw line. Couldn't get his man in the air, so he dishes it back out to Buchholz. And he is fouled by Osborne, who was trying to come from the weak side to pick up the steal, but he picks up the foul. Both these teams in the one-on-one situation.
North has been doing that a lot now with Buchholz. Bringing that extra help kind of from the weak side, trying to get the backside steal perhaps. If you're Century, you see that. The key for Ben is to recognize it right away, dish it off, make a couple quick passes. Someone should be open for an easy opportunity.
A cool customer is Ben Buchholz, who hits the free throw with 1:20 to play to tie the game at 62.
Number 21,
Heinze with 4 fouls, checks back into the North lineup. His second free throw rolls off. Howe is there for the rebound, and he has the bucket, and Century has a 2-point lead. Kelly Howe's been a force on the boards all night long. None bigger than that offensive foul. Clement drives to the paint, and he was fouled, and it's a 2-shot free throw for Chris Clement.
Century foul number 21, Ben Buchholz. That's his second foul.
Clement doing a nice job trying to make something happen, beating Ben off the dribble with that kind of tricky dribble there behind the back.
Kelly Howe didn't score until midway through the second quarter when he hit a couple of three-pointers, but he's in double figures now with 10, and I would think he's approaching double figures in rebounds too. That free throw is good. Clement hits the 2 free throws to tie the game at 64. 1:03 to play. Buchholz, unbelievable feed, no look pass to Walker. Quickly back the other way, it's Heinze flying to the hole. He couldn't get it. Buchholz did a beautiful read in the offensive end to give Walker that easy scoring chance.
When you watch Chris Walker, this is what he does best. He kind of sneaks in, gets some opportunities, kind of just sneaking around the defense. And that last trip, perfect example. Ben, nice job to see him underneath.
We saw Heinze going to the bucket there. He was fouled, and we've got a timeout on the court. Century leading by 2 with seconds to go. We'll be back after this.
Well, Ben Buchholz has been the man for Century, and the North defense paying a little more attention to him, and this is what happens when that happens. Chris Walker sliding underneath, wide open. Buchholz is a happy guy at that point. He's having a good second half, and Century leading Fargo North with only 45 seconds on the clock.
Heinze to the free throw line. These guys are shooting free throws well here in the last minute and a half, both for Century and North.
And with the exception of, I think, only 1 or 2 games, we've seen some very impressive free throw shooting throughout this tournament, particularly late in the game when the game has been on the line. We saw Mandan do it. We saw Bismarck do it. North and Century both shooting pretty good from the stripe tonight.
So 2 free throws by Heinze ties the game again at 66. Back and forth we go. Here's DeCook Far wing, looks inside. Walker moves inside the lane, has a shot blocked by Christopherson. And now it's a loose ball underneath, and it'll go North's direction. Big defensive stop by Brian Christopherson, who blocked Walker's shot. With 27 seconds to play, North will have possession.
And keep in mind, both teams over the limit, so any fouls, the teams will be heading to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 situation.
4 corners. To what? 4 corners. Mars in. Mars, you in. Get in there. Hurry up.
Check back in?
Yeah, check back in. Nate's out. Okay, you're in. Nate's out.
Do you want to run when they press?
You can't move on the Nate's line. So run 4 up. Run 4 up. Run 4 up. 4 corners. Okay, 4 corners till 10. 10, and then we're going 14 baseline. Okay. Now clear him a kiss. Yeah. And then you know that he's good, so be careful with him.
You got 1 timeout left.
14 baseline. 4 up. There, right? You get the ball in, we're screening the screener, right? Go, come on. Go. Come on.
You see and hear the strategy for Fargo North in the final 27 seconds. They want to milk the clock down to about 10 seconds in a 4-corner and then try for the game winner. We're tied at 66. Osborne out high. Now we're down to 9 seconds. Clement off the dribble on the elbow. The shot is weak. Buchholz has the rebound with 1 second. Off the glass. Behind the glass. Actually, that was a pretty good shot because he made it in that little area right below the shot clock. We go to overtime. Tied at 66.
Well, North doing the obvious thing with only 20-some seconds on the clock, working it down for the last shot. Clement got a pretty good look, but I don't know if that's exactly the shot they were looking for.
I don't think so either. So we go to the extra session here in the third place game of the 1994A. North and Century tied at 66.
Post pitch. Set that double kick good now. Let's go.
They're switching that. Let's run the post pitch. Let's run that during the baseline.
Yeah, let's do that. 1 time. Hurry up.
Underneath.
Right here. Post pitch away from Ozzy. Ozzy being this corner, right to this side over here, Clem. Okay, so you're running away from Ozzy. Start up and then go baseline. Okay, now you turn around and screen post man. So you get that up? Yeah. Go, guys.
Again, we've talked about the big 3 all night for Fargo North, and as we go to overtime, could be key. The big 3 all with 3 fouls on them. 4 fouls, rather.
Jeez.
That is tough.
That's a good shot. Not the hole that he needed to get it into. Nonetheless, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, as we head into this 3-minute overtime, the fouls are something to be concerned with. And as you said, Ed, Osborne, Clement, and Heinze all with 4 for North. And Kelly Howe, who starts to play in the overtime, has 4 for Bismarck Century. The Patriots get the first look.
Each team getting 1 extra timeout in the OT, so Fargo North with 2, Century with 3.
Walker, watched by Mayhus. Walker again, now to Cook. Buchholz thought about taking it, drives inside, high off the glass. It will not go, and I think Delmore's going to get the foul underneath. One of the Century players will get a foul underneath. Actually, it's going to go against Howe, and that's it for Kelly Howe. So he lasts 31 seconds of the overtime session. The 6'4" junior fouls out with 10 points in the game and a demon of a job on the boards.
Yeah, he also finished with 10 rebounds, and Kelly really sparked Century there in the third quarter, scoring, or second quarter rather, a couple 3-pointers, again finishing in double figures.
Christopherson hits the free throw.
One.
Second one is strong. A couple of Century players battle for the rebound, and they have it. 1 point North lead. Buchholz's playmaking ability has been the big reason that Century rallied. Delmore gets free underneath and gives the Patriots the lead back. Big game for Cole Delmore. Osborne now moves to the point, pulls up from three-point land. It's no good, and Delmore has the rebound. (68-67) Century. 1:35 to play in overtime. Bismarck and Mandan to play for the state championship after this. Delmore comes out on high now to receive the pass from DeCook. Here's Walker. They tried to get it to DeCook inside, but Clement knocked that pass away. Little look inside, Delmore again, and this time he's fouled. Scott Weigel, though, recognizing that Delmore was open for a second.
You talked about Delmore. He really has done the job tonight. 20 points, most of them in close off some nice dishes from his teammates, but Cole also getting busy on the glass. He's got 9 rebounds at this point.
And that's the 5th foul on Dane Heinze. Fine game for Heinze, though. He finishes with 20 points, including 5 three-pointers.
6 of 9 shooting from the field tonight.
Delmore hits a big free throw because that ups Century's lead to 2, 69-67. Second one is strong, and Marsden fights for the rebound. Nearly has it taken away, but is able to get it ahead to Clement. North could tie or take the lead. As you see, we head to the 1-minute mark of overtime. Mayhew near steal by Weigel, and he's whistled for the foul, so that will send Marsden to the free throw line.
Number 51, Kent Marsden to the line, shooting a 1-and-1.
Marsden scored 8 points Thursday. Has 1 point tonight. And has the free throw. He could tie if he converts here. You look at the rafter cam from the Fargo Dome and Jerry Wilson. Second one rolls off. It's battle for right back out to Marsden. A break for the Spartans, who trail by 1 with under a minute to play. Clement now working against Buchholz. Here's Osborne. Spots a man open. It's Mayhew. It's partially blocked maybe, or he just didn't get off a good shot. One of the two.
Hey, Osborne, great job getting loose, getting the ball to the open man, but I think Delmore got a piece of that ball.
Now Century spreads it out with the lead and 29 seconds left, and North must foul. They do so. Walker will go to the free throw line. Chris Osborne sure created something good for the Spartans, though, on the offensive end.
Here's your look inside.
Really,
just kind of awkward, I think.
it really wasn't blocked at all. No. Mayhew just did not get a good shot off.
The North bench wanting a foul called there, wanting the contact inside.
And the Spartans want a timeout. We'll let you eavesdrop in the strategy. Villanova?
No.
No.
Sungrass, they'll probably do this. 14 baseline when we get down. Make something happen, Fred. Ozzy, I'll tell you what let's do. Let's run 14 baseline. No, let's run our stack, this play right here. Screen and roll here. Come through and come up.
So right now,
Another post stay right here.
get open though, because once I pick up my dribble, it's hard for me to get back.
We have one more timeout.
Go, guys.
Ray Callahan and North breaks its huddle. The same for Century. But the pivotal man in the situation right now is Chris Walker, the 6'3" senior who goes to the free throw line. North Central Regional. Look at what the Bison are doing to South Dakota State early, 26-9. Walker misses. Battle for the basketball. Christofferson has the rebound. 25 seconds to play. North trails by 1. The Spartans have the ball. They're looking for Osborne. He's open. He drives. It scores and count it. Chris Osborne has given North the lead. He'll go to the free throw line. That's what the Spartans were looking for. They knew they had to get it to their money man, Chris Osborne. They got it to him, and he did the rest.
When you get to this point in the game, this is your money man, as you said, Dan, and there's nobody out there that can really take Osborne one-on-one. He's so quick with that first step. He's so fluid going to the bucket. Perfect example right there, getting what North hopes is a three-point trip.
Jerry Wilson wants to try to ice Osborne before he goes to the free throw line, so he calls a timeout. 21 points in the game for Chris Osborne, who just had 10 combined in the first 2 games of this tournament. So unlike the end of regulation, when North, I don't think, really got the shot they were looking for when Clement missed, they definitely got it to the man they wanted to in this situation. Now with 12.1 seconds left, we take you inside the North huddle.
Go! Everybody else get back. Make sure 21 doesn't get it in. Jamie, you're behind. Jeremy, you're in front. As soon as they get it in, Jeremy, you release and you keep him. Jamie, keep him. Just deny him the ball. Don't let him get it back.
Don't hold me, guys. Don't
foul.
let the other guys hold it.
Yeah, let the other guys come up and get it and play man-to-man defense.
You'll fix up. You'll have 35. You'll have 25.
Well, you see Ray Callahan there, very concerned about number 21, and for those of you without a roster, that's him right there, Ben Buchholz for Century.
And North will get a situational substitution in as Jeremy Johnson will check into the lineup after this free throw. He awaits near the scoring table. He'll be brought in for defensive purposes. We saw him take Buchholz in one instance earlier in this game.
All right, one shot.
Keep in mind, both teams in the bonus.
This is
Century.
key, though, this free throw.
Century, if they have any problems, has 2 timeouts. North down to 1 timeout.
71-69, 12 seconds left. Spartans come with full court pressure. Johnson did a great job defensively, and it'll go to North. It pays off, the situational substitution, and look at Johnson. He's fired up. Ray Callahan, his main word in that huddle was deny, and that's as big a play as there's been here late in the goal.
Yeah, just a tremendous job by North on the inbounds. You heard them talking in the huddle. They executed perfectly is what they did.
Jeremy Johnson, watch him, 24.
North Central Regional scores from Grant Horks. In the first half, the Bison women 26.
Did a heck of a job.
If Buchholz even catches that pass, he's double teamed in the corner and he could be in trouble regardless that the ball went out of bounds off of him.
Jeremy Johnson has seen just limited duty tonight, and when he's been in there, his main assignment has been defense, and he's executed that.
You're going right here. I don't like this. I don't like this part.
I'll fake in.
Yeah, no, you fake in. go back and then get this way. Slim, you count 2, and then you try to get down there. Now, Oz, if you don't have one of these 2, use the timeout.
Century in a situation now where they need to foul immediately, trailing by 2 with 10 seconds left.
You foul immediately. If they miss the first or make only 1, you've still got probably 8 seconds or so to get the ball down the floor and get a shot off, and you also have a timeout to deal with.
Marsden is fouled, so he will go to the free throw line. A couple of seconds ticked off the clock there. We're down to 8 seconds to play.
Foul number 35, Scott Weigel, that's his 4th foul.
Couple of more situational substitutions for North. Johnson back in, so is Jamie Olson, number 25. So the North coach is doing a good job of utilizing certain personnel for certain situations. Marsden hits the first one, so North's lead is 3, and this is the big one. If he would convert here, it's going to be mighty difficult for Century. 4-point lead. Marsden knocks down 2 free throws. DeCook throws up a 3-pointer. That's weak. Fargo North is going to win 3rd place here in the State A in overtime. North 73, Bismarck Century 69.
I tell you, Dan, this has been a very entertaining ball game. We talked about the fact that a 3rd place game, the kids might come out a little more relaxed. The coaches might let them get up and down the floor a little more. That's exactly what we saw tonight, and it was a very entertaining game. A lot of emotion, too. The kids certainly want to end the season on a winning note.
3 key players for North in that overtime. Chris Osborne, who converted the 3-point play. Jeremy Johnson, who made the defensive play, denying Ben Buchholz the inbounds pass, and also Marsden, who was 3 for 3 from the free throw line in overtime. Add it up, and you have a 4-point Spartan win, 73-69. Let's go to Brett Garland. Brett?
All right, I'm with the key principal of tonight's game, the guy that drove in and got that 3-point play, Chris Osborne. First of all, describe the play.
Well, it's basically Clem was supposed to, it's like kind of a clear out. He was going down, and I was supposed to get a down screen. I was supposed to come off, and then I was just supposed to go one-on-one, and it worked out.
A little bit more your style tonight, wasn't it?
Yeah, they didn't guard me as close as I have been the last 2 days, so I got to play my game.
I know it would have been a lot nicer if you guys had been in the title game. I know you wish that, but to close out your career with a win tonight has to feel pretty great itself.
Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, only 3 teams in Class A finish out with a win, and we're one of them, so we're pretty proud of that.
Well, congratulations on a great year, Chris.
Thanks
Good job. Dan, Ed?
Thank you, Brett. 22 points, as you saw there, for Chris Osborne. And let's go to the PA now for the presentation of individual and team trophies.
North Dakota High School Activities Association directors. They are Superintendent of West Fargo Schools, Marv Lydell, Superintendent of Devils Lake, Ron Bommersbach, and the Superintendent of Mandan, Wallace Schmeling, will hand out the individual awards. Bismarck Century cheerleaders, Aaron Kraft, Kelly Beneke, Jen Anderson, Rochelle Fleming, and Kara Schmitz. Bismarck Century players. Number 13, Doug Olmstead. Number 21, Ben Buchholz. Number 23, Lance Meyer. Number 25, Brent DeCook. Number 31, Ryan Weigel. Number 33, Mike Reinhardt. Number 35, Scott Weigel. Number 41, Justin Zimmer. Number 43, Kelly Howe. Number 45, Paul Delmore. Number 51, Chris Walker. And number 53, Kevin Pate. Assistant coaches, Tom Kirchhoffner, Dan Trottier, and Dean Sterling. Head coach, Jerry Wilson. Now individual awards for the Fargo North Spartans. Cheerleaders, Steph Gustafson, Jenna Vandell, Anna Berglund, Tina Wall, Sarah Kearns, and Bryn Sologic. Number 21, Dane Heinze. Number 22, Chris Clement. Number 24, Jeremy Johnson. Number 25, Jamie Olson. Number 31, Chris Osborne. Colin Consdorf. Number 34, Ryan Lisney. Troy DeBerg. Number 42, Nate Mayhus. Number 43, Lance Shambaugh. Number 44, Brian Christofferson. Number 45, Brad Christofferson. Dan Denuser. Number 51, Chad Marsden. And number 55, Eric Mortensen. Assistant coaches, Ross Irie and Mark Askeruth. And head coach, Ray Callahan. And now for the team trophies. Would individuals from the 4th place, Bismarck Century Patriots, come forward? And the 3rd place, Fargo North Spartans. Thank you.
Well, it was a total team effort tonight for the Spartans, even though their guards led the way. Heinze, Clement, and Osborne combining to score 59 of 73. All 12 players who dressed for the Spartans played in the game tonight.
That's a great job by Ray Callahan, getting everybody involved, making them all feel like they're a part of it by getting them on the floor, get a little sweat going.
Our Perkins Player of the Game, we'll have that for you right after this.
Perkins presents Dinner with No Reservations.
The shrimp boats are on the way, they're coming into the bay.
And that means Perkins Shrimp Feast is back again. 18 plump golden shrimp, fries, slaw, and onion rings. All for a song. Dine out tonight with no reservations. Perkins, breakfast, dinner, and everything in between.
Our Perkins Player of the Game, he had been quiet on Thursday and Friday, but when the game was on the line tonight, Chris Osborne was there with the key bucket.
Yeah, he sure did. He scored 22 points tonight, dished out 4 assists, was perfect from the free throw line, shot 8 of 15. Probably could have picked any one of the big 3, but this is the guy that makes it go, score the big bucket down the stretch for North.
The three-point play, and the Spartans go on to win 73-69. North finishes up at 15-10 on the season, and Century finishes at 13-13. Brett Garland will quarterback our between-game coverage from the 1994 State A basketball tournament. More live from the Fargo Dome right after this.